Johnny Bazookatone is one of 4 platformers on the 3DO. It was released in early 1996 and got a PlayStation and Saturn version the following month. The reception on the game was a bit mixed. Scary Larry's at it again, criticizing the awkward controls and lack of gameplay innovation. And that's it, that's the only reviewer that reviewed this game. Well, that and me. I'm a real reviewer. The graphics in this game are pretty good. It has great detail on the characters and backgrounds, also has very smooth animations, and it all runs at 60 frames per second, which is pretty much impossible on the console. The graphics aren't perfect though, some of the enemies are a bit too pixelated, and the colors are a bit bland, but none of that bothers me as much as the letterboxing! Ew! Let's get rid of that. Okay, much better. Keep up 5 out of 5. The story is you are a rock star and you even have your own band. You are so radical that the devil gets jealous. So jealous that he kidnaps your friends and steals your guitar. And I guess you have another guitar because that's what you use to attack enemies in this game. The only reason I know all this is because I read the instruction manual. That's right, this game, which came out in 1996, takes advice from the NES and contains its story only in its manual. Not to say that this game doesn't have any cutscenes, because the beginning of every level has an introduction animated entirely with CGI. The continue screen is also animated with CGI, but this is where things get quite lazy. They try to make it look interactive. You can choose hell or home, which is kinda odd because hell is how you continue the game. Let's see what happens if I push continue right away. Notice how no matter what time in the video I choose the continue option, you still have to wait for the video to be over. So there's no interactivity at all. If you choose to not continue, then it just exits out of the video. And if you don't choose anything, then the video will just automatically shut off before Johnny Bazookatone stands up. Also, there's an intro before the title screen, and this is much worse. It literally just plays all the cutscenes in the game. That's all it is. The beat's pretty sick though. 2 out of 5. Most of the music in this game is atmospheric more than anything, but when this game gets going, it gets going. As you heard in those title cards, some of the songs in this game are great. The sound effects, on the other hand, although most of them are fine, they are lacking a lot, such as when you jump or collect an item, no sound effect plays. I'll still give it a 4 out of 5. Before we continue, I have a quick announcement. I'm going to make content a new category, so let's get to that. The game features 5 levels of run-gun platforming, which rounds up to about an hour and a half of gameplay. There are secret levels and mini-games, but there's not really anything else to say here, so this review wasn't really a good way to introduce this category, but whatever, I'll just give it a 3 out of 5. Remember earlier when I said that they stole the NES's idea of having the story in the manuals only? Well, they also stole the NES's idea of having the game being so difficult that it's barely enjoyable. Even the first enemies you face in the entire game are a chore. If you shoot them, they throw their head at you, and when their head lands, it turns into another enemy. And then if you shoot that one, he will also throw his head at you, and his head will also turn into another enemy. It never ends! I eventually figured out that if you push the R button, you do the spin attack, and that kills them in 1 hit. The R button can also make you run if you hold it down, but the problem with that is your character goes way too close to the right of the screen, and you can't see what's coming at you. So this is a run and gun platformer where you can't run or gun. There's also a bunch of really annoying obstacles. Literally everything will kill you. Another thing you can use your gun with is a charge attack. You hold down the C button and your arm winds up. Well, that took a while. The only thing that's required with your gun is a move where you jump in the air and shoot down. This is required to make certain jumps, which sucks because the timing has to be super precise, and if you don't time it just right enough, then you die. Besides all of that, the game's kind of fun. I like some of the level designs, but really only some of them, and that's being kind of nice. I mean, at least the game controls decently. I guess I'd give it a 2 out of 5.
Eddie, let me go back to my home. Without me, everything's all wrong. Eddie, let me go back to my home. Let me put things back where they belong. Eddie, let me go back to my home. Without me, everything's all wrong. Eddie, let me go back to my home.